Hi students, how are you? So after a long time, we will start mechatronics again. So that second last chapter, that around 30% part of that is remaining, and last chapter that about robotics, that part is also remaining. So what I will do, I will start. I will complete that last chapter first, and then I will revise all chapters. So this chapter is about robotics. So you know what is robotics? Robotics means not like robots. Robotics means something like automation in industry. So what type of automation we want? So any automation. Like if I say like automatic washing machine is a robot. So actually we can't say that is a robot. Even if I say fridge is robot, no. But then what type of robot? Robot is like a human being, like a humanoid robot. That is called robot. Robot must have something head or legs or body or hands. That is called robot. So answer is yes, that is robot. But every time humanoid robot is not only robot. There are many types of robots. That means what normally for the automation purpose, we use robotic action. Robotic action means what? Something automatic action. Like there may be pick and place robot, or there may be something decision making robot. There may be different types of, like if I consider car, that is also one kind of robot. So when we consider robot, like we see in movie, the robot is not like human being. Okay, a robot is like if we see the industrial robots, they may not be having legs and all. Or like if I say Japanese companies, they manufacture car, and that companies, all companies are having almost robotic actions. So car is manufactured in 4 minutes. So all robots they work. So robot they don't move, they don't have legs and all. Then there may be something automatic action, something from there, something happens and they will keep that structure over there, and that part is a control, like embedded system. So it's like a microcontroller based system. So when we use some coding to control the machine, like if I say washing machine, yes, there is a microcontroller, it is also embedded system, but we don't change that. We are not allowed to program that now. Once it is fixed, that is what we can say embedded system. But robot, we program, we change, we manipulate. Okay. So normally any automatic which is programmed system is called robotic system. Okay. Nowadays there is a craze of robots and all. That is automation, machine learning, and everything. So we will start robotic action or a robotic chapter, and I will ask. I will tell you my fundamental. My thing is what I have to clear fundamental things, because there will be the MCQs in your exam. So I will start that. So I have made PPT of that, so it will be easy. See, according to your syllabus, TechMax, that robotic is not covered properly. So what I will do, I will teach you according to syllabus. Correct. While designing paper or MCQs, they will not ask to go through the TechMax and all. Correct. There we draw diagram, we explain, but there is like MCQs. Your fundamental things should be clear. So in that syllabus, the robotic block diagram of robotics is asked. So if you explain the block diagram of robotics, so there are many blocks of robots. So we cannot exactly specify what type of block diagram will be for the robotics. So from very simple robot to very complex robot, there are different kinds of blocks of robot. But if we consider basic block of robot, that it seems like control system. You can see this. Correct. So here is the summing point. Here I can say, here is the summing point. This is comparator. Basically I say this is one controller. There is a process what you want to do. Whether it's a car, it will move forward, reverse, or something. If there is a hand, it will pick and place robot. And that is sensed whatever the actual position. This is feedback system. correct? If I consider car and as soon as there's obstacle, it should take some action. So there must be the sensor. There may be many sensor IR. More is the sensor. More are the effective. See, robotic system depends on sensor. What type of sensor we are using? Okay, if so these sensors are more accurate, so the robotic system is accurate. So home automation system is a robotic system. It's kind of robotic system, but it's a static robotic system. So robot normally we consider movable part. Static we can't say it's a robotic action, but that is the part of robot also, and the feedback system is given. So this particular part, this is like this is comparator, like a summing point. Okay, summing point from this side, like if we consider control system. So this is set point, this is set point, correct? And from this side we get a feedback, and whatever the error signal we get from this side. So whatever the feedback signal, that is the back signal, so whatever we get back signal, and that is the error signal here, U of t. It's like a control system, that this is the controller. Maybe like many controllers we use, microcontroller or Atmel or anything, or 8051. So any controller we use, like a digital controller, that is or we can use microprocessor also, correct, for robotic system. But we go for this. Here we can control ARM also, correct. Now what is the process that decides the actual function? So that depends on application. Okay, so what type of application, for what purpose you are using? It is pick and place better, or it is line following, or it's something many. There are different types of robot. So what robotic action you want, that is your process. Okay. Now if I say heating, in control system we consider as a heating. Heating is a robotic action? No. Movable action. What you want to control. Correct? Then what is the disturbance? When we consider any kind of system, then whenever there is a process, there are many disturbances. So while designing system, we have to consider disturbances also, like noise, okay, or something. If we are using in, there are many disturbances. Simply, if we consider four-wheeler, like a robot type car, then there may be obstacle. So you have to design the obstacle avoiding, correct? There may be the light, something, there may not be light in the room. So that time how it will work. So that many disturbances are there. So more disturbances it can handle, the more intelligent robot is. Correct? So when process is there one block is missing here in this particular, that is what we can say after controller, there is a actuator. Correct? In your textbook, this actuator block is inserted. So what is actuator? If I consider humanoid robot, like the brain is whatever the software I am doing, and it's an electron. I want to do something. I want to take something. I want to pick this and I want to place somewhere. Okay. So this is pick and place. So what is set? This is set. I want to take from here and I want to place there. So what is the programming? Where I will write program? That is called software. That is coding. I write coding in controller. So when I think, correct, I want to pick from this side and I want to place somewhere. Okay. So when I think, that who executes? Whatever touching part is a mechanical part. This is always called end effector. Sometimes here also we in process we mention that is end effector. End effector. Correct? So whatever mechanical part which is touching to object is called end effector. Okay. Now what I want to do, hand is arm or hand is end effector. So these are the words we are using. Hand is arm, end effector. When we take this end effector should work, and end effector is always a mechanical thing. So how strong your end effector is, that is decided by the mechanical system. Now I want to take this, I want to catch the object tightly. So when I think, who will execute? This end effector will execute. But if I think from the brain is providing signal to this? No. For that, even though if I want to think, if the software is working and you don't have that much power to hold particular thing, then you cannot do that thing. Correct? This needs power supply. This needs power. Correct? This needs separate supply. Correct? If you are ill and you want to pick up that particular thing, your brain is thinking, brain is taking decision, but this end effector is not able to pick that thing. Why? Because whatever the power given by that is not sufficient. So the power for this and power for brain will be different. Correct? So who provides the power? So this is mechanical thing and this is something electronic thing. There must be one mediator and that mediator is called actuator. Okay, what is actuator? Actuator is like a motor. Here I can say actuator is like a motor. You know this thing. Motor is actuator. Correct? So what is the function of motor? Relay is actuator. What is the function of motor? Electrical to mechanical. Okay. So when I think something, when I think that signal is given to actuator and this heart, this actuator will control the muscles. Okay. So according to that, I will take the action. Where is the sensor? Eyes are the sensor. Here the eyes are sensor. Eyes are sensor. Correct? So whenever I pick the object, my end effector is working. I give the signal from the controller. Okay? I have given that signal to actuator. Actuator will control the muscles. I pick that signal. What is the current position? I am taking feedback from eyes. And that feedback is converted and whatever it is, whatever the light signal, whatever the sound signal, whatever the parameters of that, but it is converted into what? It is converted into brain signal. So converted into what? Is the feedback element. If there is a sound signal, it is also converted into brain signal. If there is a light signal, that is also converted into brain signal. Suppose there may be the taste or there may be the something smell. So that is also converted into brain signal. So whatever feedback you are taking, that we treat like a physical parameter. And for that we need control system. So this is control system, but it is exactly presented in robotic system. So what is comparator we are using? Suppose this may be the analog comparator, this may be the digital comparator or something analog to digital converter or many things. Correct? What is the set value? Set value may be the electrical signal. Correct? And that if this is electrical, for the comparison it has to use electrical signal. Got it? Now if this is something in different parameter, if suppose this is current, so this has to convert into current. This is in the range of in 20 millivolt. This should be a maximum range of 20 millivolt. If this range is in volt, so this should be in volt. Got it? So what range we are using, same range it has, in that same range it has to convert. Correct? So this is the basic block of robotics. Okay? Now I will consider next. See, basic components of robots. So yes, this is arm and end effector. The whole is arm. It's not compulsory. It should have 5 fingers. Arm is maybe like a job. Okay, anything. It should catch. It should catch the object. Okay, should be movable. It may be like throwing object. It may not be having fingers. It may not be having jaw. The whole thing is called end effector. This is called hand. Hand is called arm. Okay, and what is this? Is end effector. The whole thing is also called end effector. Okay, but end effector should be at end. Okay, arm is whatever the movable part I am doing. Okay, what is actuator? As I told, actuator is what like heart, which is controlling the muscles. Okay, which converts. If I take you example of this, This is what? Actuator is what? I say motor. Motor is actuator. Most of the industry motors we use as actuators. Here we know battery operated motor, correct, AC motor, DC motors, stepper motor, synchro motor and all. Sensors. This is very important part. Intelligence of robot depends on sensor. When you design any type of automation, you must know what are the sensors available in the market. Now, if I consider Arduino system, there are around 37 sensors normally we use. But there are more than 1,000 sensors available. If you know the sensors, if you want to work somewhere in automation company, first find out how many sensors are available in the market. And if you know the sensors, your system will be more effective, your system will be more intelligent. So, invention should be there in the sensor. More effective sensor is, that much intelligent your robot is. Correct? Making robotic action is very easy, but designing sensor is not easy. So research is going on here every time, but normally almost all physical parameters we can measure. Almost all physical parameters. There are many sensors to measure, but they may not be that much accurate. Suppose I want to measure rain. Okay, rain sensors are available. Correct? That may not be that much precise. Correct? But sensors are available. Got it? So, in next generation, what will happen? Sensors will be more and more precise, more and more intelligent. Correct? Now, what about the controller? You know, controller is, I said, a microcontroller 8051 or something Arduino Uno, or that we are using that. So many controllers available in the market. Many controllers. Correct? Even 4-pin controllers also available. 32 pins controller also available. Simple. You want make anything and you can make this. What is a driver? So driver is what? A driver, you know, which amplifies the current. This is very important part. Now suppose if I consider IC, okay, and suppose there is IC, okay, I give the importance of driver, and you know this. Still, I tell you. Suppose if I consider microcontroller 8051. What is the maximum delivery capacity of that? That is 20 milliampere. What is output? You know, around 4 point something. If I consider 4 volt, even though this is working on 5 volt. Okay. So 4 volt is output. How many LEDs I connect? I connect one LED. How much current it takes? One LED will take around 18 milliampere. You know this thing. 1 minute. This will take 18 milliampere. So where? So this is whatever, just for the reduction of voltage. So whether this will glow LED? Yes. I connect one more LED. This is also demanding 18 milliampere. Okay. But what is the maximum capacity of this IC? It's 20 milliampere. Whether it will supply 36 milliampere? No. Then what will be this? This will be 10 milliampere from this side and 10 milliampere from this side. Okay. That means both the LEDs are not working to the fullest. Correct? So how many LEDs I connect? No, that is not possible. More than 2 LEDs we cannot connect. Then what to do? Then actually we have to insert one current driver. Like suppose this is chip. Here we will be inserting one current amplifier. Amplifier, I say current amplifier. It has got supply plus VCC. Okay. Now how many LEDs I connect? So what is current amplification? Suppose input side, if I say Amplification, current amplification is 100. So what is the maximum capacity? Suppose if I give here 4 volt, it will give you 4 volt. So what is AV? Voltage gain must be equal to 1, approximately equal to 1 for the driver. There will be the question in exam. What is the voltage gain of the driver? Voltage gain of the driver is always 1. Okay, what is the current gain of the driver? Current gain of the driver is something high, 1000 or something 100. That means if it delivers 20 milliampere maximum, then this will supply 20,000 milliamperes, that is 2 amperes maximum. Now if I connect LED, only one LED, it requires 18 milliampere. So what will happen? Whether this will burn out? No, this will not burn because requirement of this is 80. So accordingly it will consume. So what is the consumption from this side? It will not take 20 milliampere. 18 divided by whatever the gain. Correct, divided by 100. So it will consume only 0.1 milliampere from this side. So there is no loading effect on IC. Now if I connect, sorry, there is a resistor. If I connect one more LED, okay, here also if I connect one more LED, so till maximum what? Maximum 2000 milliampere divided by around, if I consider 10 milliampere is a sufficient current. So how many LEDs I can connect? I can connect around 20 to 200 LEDs. This is because of what? This is because of the driver. So whenever we use actuator, whenever we use a motor, that time motor needs current something 0.2 amperes, 0.3 amperes. That time driver must be there. So which driver we use for the motor? Motor driver. So you know L293D. This driver we use normally. This is very famous. Okay. So now we will consider next part. Now robot configurations. Actually in syllabus there are only 3 configurations given. So there are many configurations, even the articulate and the SAR robot and everything, SCAR robot and everything, but we don't have to study. We have to see only 3 robots. One is a Cartesian type robot, and second is the cylindrical type robot, and this is the spherical type robot. Correct? So Cartesian, I will explain each and every part, but there are only, we are considering 3 robots. So one is like we will have all axis, X, Y, Z axis. Here we get a cylindrical part and we get a spherical part. Then we can design that with any type. This is your idea how to design this. So actually you don't have to draw here in an exam. So you have to just understand how many degrees will be there, what is the degree of freedom, how many linear motions, how many rotational motions. They will ask you how many rotational motions in Cartesian robot, Cartesian type configuration. That time you should you should know how many linears, how many rotational, how many spherical part. Okay, so that we will consider. Now we will consider one by one. Okay, so first I want to explain degree of freedom. So degree of freedom means what? This is very important question, and you should expect at least one question on degree of freedom. ऐसा कोई एग्जाम नहीं रहेगा उसके अंदर डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम के ऊपर क्वेश्चन नहीं रहेगा. Even in here in MCQs also there will be at least one question on degree of freedom. So this fundamental thing should be clear. So what is the degree of freedom? If I ask you, what is your degree of freedom? In what degree you can move? मतलब तुम्हारे मम्मी पापा तुम लोग को कितना लूज छोड़ते हैं. Correct? Can you smoke? No, you don't have that much. Correct? So, can you drink? No. Can you go to school? Yes. Can you wear good clothes? Yes. So you know your degree of freedom. But daddy must be having more degree of freedom than you. Okay? So what is the degree of freedom? It is like here in robot, these are the different ways where robot can move. You can direct relate with your life also, correct? So in what angle, in what position, in what configuration that robot moves, number of ways, correct? Call it degree of mode. We can make 1 degree of things to 6 degree. Maximum we can achieve 6. There may be the MCQ question. Even in hand we have a 7 degree of freedom. In hand there may be the MCQ question. How many degree of freedom, maximum degree of freedom in hand? That is 7. How many maximum degree of freedom we achieve in robot? That is 6. Okay, I tell you. First I want to give this. Degree of freedom is a mechanics context or specific defined mode in which mechanical device or system can move. The way of movement. Okay. The number of degrees of freedom is equal to the total number of independent displacements. In what way, how many ways it can move, that is given here, or specific motion. The robot arm has 5 to 7 degree of freedom. Getting 7 is quite complex part. But maximum we can say 6 degree of freedom we can achieve. Correct? Getting 7 like our hand, making robotic hand like our hand is very difficult. Okay? So that I will explain what is the degree of movement. And here, if I consider translational envelopes and rotational movement or linear or rotational, correct? So that time I will explain you everything. What is that? What to say? See, suppose if I say degree of movement, moving forward and backward on x-axis. Suppose this is if I say x-axis. Just I am moving pen forward and reverse. So this word is important. So this word is also important. If you try to note this word, they may ask in MCQs. Okay? See, moving forward and backward in x-axis, moving forward and backward in y-axis, moving forward and backward in z-axis. This is what we can say Cartesian axis. Just moving forward like this, and like this. Okay? Up and down. Now this is rotational. Rotational means how we can rotate. Like if you want to rotate like this, if you want to move like this, correct? You want to move like this. Okay? This is rotational. Okay? This is rotational. This is rotational. Okay? So there are different ways. I will explain you what are the ways of this. So here what we can say. See this about degree of freedom. See this video is very important.
What is 6 degrees of freedom, or 6 off for short? 6 off refers to the freedom of movement of a rigid body in 3-dimensional space. But anyone can Google 6 off and get that definition. What does it actually mean? Put simply, the degrees of freedom refer to the ways our bodies and other objects move through
This is not important.
Take the space shuttle. It can move
See,
forward or backward on the
this is important. It is moving forward, reverse like this.
and up and move through the space around us. Take the space shuttle for example.
See,
It can
this is one direction. It is moving like this.
referred to as the
Okay?
Cartesian
I hold it.
or X, Y, and Z
Okay.
plane, which you might remember.
This is like Y direction and this is Z direction. So you know 3D effect.
Left and right,
Correct? Whatever we write on paper, that is 2D.
and down.
This is 3D.
There are, however, 3 more movements
Yes, this is rotational, three rotational movements. See, in this axis, yes, in this axis, green one, see green one.
Those are the six basic movement X, Y, and Z plane, which you might remember from algebra class. It can move forward or backward on the x-axis, left and right on the y-axis, and up and down on the z-axis. There are, however, three more
See,
movements the shuttle can make.
first it is showing on this, see, blue one,
Forward or backward
then red one, see red one,
rotate
and see green one.
in a circle on the z.
Okay, so three again rotational movements, correct? So I will pause this.
That any object can make.
So the next part of this, I want to explain each and every configuration. There are three configurations as I told: Cartesian configuration, and then spherical, and then cylindrical. So first I will consider Cartesian, then I will consider cylindrical, and then I will consider spherical. That is also important. They will ask question on this. Okay, so you know what is a Cartesian? Cartesian means normal XYZ axis. Okay, Cartesian axis, X axis, Y axis, and Z axis. Correct? Now how I will be? Okay, first I want to tell you how many degree of freedoms in our hand. Okay, see properly how many degree of movement. First, 1 degree of movement. Okay, 1 degree of movement here. See here, it is 1 degree of movement. See, this is second degree of movement. First, second. See here, third degree of movement. Third, so third degree of movements possible here. 3 degree of movements possible here. I repeat, 1. See, degree of movement will be possible at joints only. Degree of movement is not possible here, or degree of movement not possible here. It will be with joints always. Okay. So how many joints? 1, 2, 3. Here. So there may be 3 joints. So 3 into 3, there may be 6, 9 degree of movement. But it's not like that. See, 1 degree of movement. Okay. Second degree of movement. Third degree of movement. 3 for this. Now I want to tell you this. Fourth. Okay. In any angle I can move this. Suppose in first case I can move this. In first case I can move this. In second case, this is second, na? Yes, I can move this. So this is possible in all cases. 3 degree of freedom. This is possible. Fourth one for all 3. Got it? So this is fourth one. Correct? Now is it possible here? I keep this stable. So this is fifth one. See, I keep this much portion stable. This is fifth one. This is fifth. Correct? This is fourth one. This is fifth one. Okay. Now what about this? This. Okay. Sixth one. And what is this? This is seventh one. So for hand, there are total 7 positions. In 7 positions, we can move our hand. So our hand will have 7 degree of freedom. You got the meaning of degree of freedom. Okay, there will be one MCQ on degree of freedom as I told. Okay, now there are different configurations. So in what configuration robot is moving? Okay, whether it is moving in Cartesian, how complex it is, that depends on what configuration we are using. So basically we consider 3 configurations and we are going to see the constructions of that. That is there in the syllabus. So what is this? This is what we can say. This is XYZ robot. So you want to make a hole like this. You want to make a groove on this. So this much depth you want to make. From here to here you want, from here to here you want to go. See, what is x-axis? X-axis. So this particular robot or something cutting machine will move from this to this. This is what x-axis movement. Got it? This is y-axis movement. Okay? This is x-axis movement. I make it stable. This is x-axis movement. Okay? It is moving this and this way. I can move y-axis. This is y, correct? And I can have a depth also, that is z-axis, correct? So there are three moments. So we can see this. This is x-axis moment, either negative or positive. Y-axis either positive and negative, or z-axis in bidirectional. You know, while writing coding part also in G code, that time also we write this type of thing. So you know this thing, okay? So I go for next. Cartesian configuration is over. Now I say cylindrical configuration. What is a cylinder? Have one circle and it is extended up. Okay. So you want to paint like a box, circular, like a cylindrical box. So what we have to do? Correct. You need one hand. Correct. And that hand should move. First, how many movements there with the previous part? That also I want to tell you. Correct. One important thing. How many movements? How many linear movements? There are three linear movements, the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. How many circular, how many rotary movements? Nothing, zero. Correct? Rotational, spelling mistake. Rotational movements are zero. This may be the MCQ part. Correct? This may be the MCQ part. Correct? So, I tell you next about this. This is what I say. Cylindrical part. So in cylindrical part, see, linear movement is only one and rotational is only one. So that means what? What linear movement you want? You want to move up and down, correct? Suppose this is like whole thing, correct? Like one box, hollow box, and you want to paint, correct? You want to paint that. So what you will do? Painting requires this up and down, as well as one rotational movement like this. So rotational movement, this is a rotational movement. See, this radius is fixed. This radius is fixed. This radius may be here, maybe somewhere here, okay? Maybe somewhere here like this. So I can paint the wall like this. If it is a circular wall, correct? From top, I can paint like this. First, I shift, then second, then I shift, then third, correct? So this is what? Just movement we want in z-axis. This is up and down movement. That is for vertical position, up and down. And one spherical you want, not spherical, rotational you want, correct? How much? This reach is not required. See, sometimes third part is also linear part is also introduced. What? See, third part is also introduced. If the cylinder length is not fixed, cylinder radius is not fixed, then one more this thing is also required. So this much cylinder you want to make, okay, or something bigger cylinder you want to make, correct? So that you can design. So there may be also in some position there may be the reach, how big cylinder you want. So this is also linear, this is also linear. So this may be having two in some positions, correct? And only one rotational part. So rotational part is only one. Correct? Now the last one is spherical. So spherical means what? You must be knowing that balloon and that you know that floating on a balloon floating on a water. Correct? And suppose you are going inside into that balloon. Correct? And just we have to move that balloon. So if that inner portion of the balloon, correct, what things you require? You want to paint everything. How many rotational actions you want? Sphere. And again, sphere is also having one size also. Correct? If I consider fixed sphere, so what type of movement you want? First, you want to paint that sphere. This much size is fixed. So you will move like this. Okay? This is first part. Okay? Then while going up, so when you go up like this, so see, you are reducing your radius, correct? If you want to do like this, so this is one spherical part, correct? Here one spherical, this part and this part. Also, if you want to change the radius, then there will be one linear. For the fixed position, I can say, for the fixed position, there is one linear part to move this. Okay? much radius you want, and rotational parts we require 2 rotational parts. Means from this direction, you can understand this is sphere. This is sphere from all this direction, and what position you want. If the radius you want to, at what radius you want. So this is what also called polar or spherical configuration. So what I can say, this is all for today. Next time I will explain you something different robotics applications. Okay, that these are mentioned there in syllabus. Okay, for that, bye. Revise this every time. Whenever you want to go, just revise. I will give the LCQs on this also. Okay, bye.